Welcome to Life Mastery for Women, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you healing your body with ease. If you are not healing your body with ease, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget. I give you just one Band-Aid. I give you just one aspirin that leads to your transformation. Now, those are really funny things to say because I don't always believe in medication. However, I do believe that there is a time and a place for medication. And I want to talk about healing today because I feel like this is the day and age. I mean, we are hitting this brick wall of listening to commercials, radio, TV, newspaper, people around us everywhere that they are recommending medication for everything. Now, don't get me wrong, as I've said this several times, there is a time and a place for medication. It just shouldn't be the only time and the only place. It should not be the only answer. So here's what we're going to talk about. Here's what I would like to talk about today is how the body heals. I'm not going to get into all the biology because for someone to work on healing their body, they don't always need to know all the biology. If you want to learn the biology, you can take a science class. But what I'm going to share with you is the energy work that you can do to heal your body. And I find this to be so incredibly powerful. I use it all the time for small little ailments that are bothering me and disruptive to my day, to even big ailments that, like, I had surgery, abdominal surgery, several years ago now, 5 years ago now, and I healed the incision and the pain that went with that. I mean, if you're going to be flat on your back, you might as well do some energy work, right? If you're going to be up, up a creek without a paddle, you might as well start doing some internal work. Everything that I teach is all about going inward, whether you are trying to heal your body, whether you are trying to release emotions, whether you're trying to manifest something, or you're trying to bring balance and harmony, you're trying to improve or deepen connections in your life. Everything begins going inward. That is step number one. Look at your life. What problem are you trying to solve? What are you complaining about the most? What is not working for you? And then you're going to go inward and you're going to fix it on the energetic level. You're going to fix it on the inside first. Then, my friend, the outside will fix itself. Because remember, the outside is a direct reflection of you. It's a direct reflection of what your energy is like on the inside. It's direct. It is a mirror image. So, and as I've said before, don't punch the mirror when there is something in your life that is not going the way you want it to go. If you're looking in the mirror and you're thinking, there's this thing about you that you don't like, don't punch the mirror. The mirror is just a reflection. Don't punch the doctor. Don't punch your sister. Don't punch your ex. Don't punch your boss. It's not them. They're just reflecting. They're reflecting you. That's what other people are doing. If there are other people in the world at all, they're just reflections. Okay. Now I know I just went really deep, really fast, but I had to make that point. So let's talk about healing. When you get a paper cut, what do? What is the first thing? Well, first thing you do is you make a noise or an explicitive about getting the paper cut in the first place. Then what do? Maybe you tell somebody about it, right? You try to sympathize, empathize, get some feedback. Oh my God, look at this paper cut I just got. I can't even believe it. I hate this job so much, right? Then you immediately go and do what? You create a healing atmosphere. You go and wash the paper cut. Maybe you even lick the paper cut. You do something that creates a healing environment. You might put some ointment on it. You might put a Band-Aid. You might run water over it. You might do soap and water. You might put some peroxide on it, whatever the thing is, okay? So the first thing you do is you create a healing environment, okay? Then what do? Once you've created the healing environment, you put the peroxide, the ointment, the Band-Aid, then what? Nothing. You let the body heal itself. So these are really the only 3 steps. 1, you go inward. You like, oh my God, I've got this paper cut. What am I going to do? My life is over. I hate my boss. I can't believe he made me fold all these flyers. And okay, mostly we just recognize that we got the cut and we go inward and be like, oh my God, that hurt, right? What am I going to do? That's the inward part. You make the decision. You go inside. You make the decision. You say, I'm going to create a healthy environment, a healing environment for this paper cut. Then you go create the environment, and then you let it go. Okay, so let's talk about this as something at a deeper level. Let's talk about something that is within the physical body that is a little bit more debilitating. So let's talk about, how about we talk about a broken bone? Okay, you get a broken bone. Now, you need more, you might need some other support to gain that healing environment. So the first thing is that introspection is to go inward. Now, introspection, that is the going inside the body to work with the healing energy, not to go against it. Okay, there are times when I hurt my back and I am like explicitive after explicitive because it absolutely brings me from moving forward and doing things and accomplishing things and checking off things off the items, off the list, to then 0 because now I'm laying flat on my back. Okay, once you get through that stage, you go inward to work with, to align with the healing capabilities of your body. Same as the healing cells that come to your rescue when you get a paper cut. Okay? Somewhere during the creating, maybe it's step 2, instead of step 1 is creating the healing environment, step 2 is going inward. So once you've created the healing environment, is now you go inward. And I'm going to explain, that's going to be the majority of this podcast, is what does that mean? Going inward to do what? What do I do? So now let's say you break your bone or you do something that's more serious that needs a doctor. Okay, so something that is going on where you need doctor support. You need medication, you need an opinion, you need some therapy of some kind, you need something. Okay, so you go to the doctor, you get whatever you need, and in the back of your mind, knowing that Jen, I've got this thing, I need doctor support, which is the creating of the environment. But that's not where my healing is going to stop. That's not the only step. I'm also going to go inward. Once I've created this healing environment, my arm or leg is in a cast. I've got the eye drops for my eyes. I've got the medication for my pain. I've got the physical therapy appointment for Monday for my back. I've got the stitches in. I've got whatever. So that's creating the environment. That part is done. Check. And you keep taking care of that environment, right? You keep your attention on that environment to make sure that it is staying a healthy environment. So that is part of the action that you would do out in the physical world. But that stuff is done. I've got the stuff. I went to the doctor. I'm all set. Step 2 and 3 are the thing that you're going to do that is going to be the hardest work, but the most powerful. The hardest work, because you'll have to keep it in front of you. You'll have to keep a note. You'll have to know, oh yeah, I got to go and do this thing. I can't just, wake up the next morning and start complaining about my ailment. The complaining about your ailment is going to keep your ailment there. And the more you complain, the worse it's going to get because you are shutting off the healing energy from getting to the ailment to fix it naturally. The more you complain about it. So remember my hose analogy. I can't stand there kinking the hose that is pointing at the garden and then yell at the garden for not getting better. Okay? I can't yell at and be mad about my eyes or my bones or my blood or my whatever is going on, whatever the ailment is. I can't be mad at the accident. I can't be mad at the thing. The work is stopping that. That is unkinking. That is taking your hands off the hose and letting life force energy start to flow again. So when you first start going inward, this is the hard work because it is so easy for us to wake up the next day and complain about our ailments. But I am telling you, you will keep it there and it will get worse. Go back in time when you have had a cut that turned into an infection. Did you do all of the steps? Did you make a a healing environment. Oh crap. No, I didn't do that. I should have put peroxide in it. I should have cleaned out the cut. I should have done something. I should have gone to the doctor. I should have whatever. I didn't. It got worse. And now I have this giant infection. Okay. So did I complain about the thing? Yes. Does it get better? No, never. Does it ever? Look at other things that you complain about in your life. Does it ever get better? No, it 100% doesn't. And I am like the complaining queen. And I will tell you, if I didn't know the work that I know, if I didn't do my daily practice, if I didn't go inward, if I didn't meditate, if I didn't work with my chakras and my energy, I would have a really terrible life. But do I still find things to complain about? Yes, I do. But then I remember, you have to stop. Even when I'm in the midst of complaining, I'm like, okay, you got to stop because you're creating momentum in the wrong direction. So here's what you do. You have an ailment. We'll go back to a broken leg. Take whatever ailment that you're suffering with right now and put it in front of you so we can look at it. And you can run these tactics side by side. Okay, so I will say going inward and focusing on your leg. And you're going to say, okay, well, my pain isn't in my leg. My pain is I have constant headaches. Okay, well, take your pain and go inward and focus on wherever your pain is. That's what I mean by going parallel. You go in. You focus on your pain. Now, the difference is you don't focus on your pain in a negative way. You focus on your pain in a supportive way. A supportive way. A healing way. A curiosity way. A harmonious way. Because you get what you focus on. So when you're going in and you're looking at the pain, you're closing your eyes, you're bringing your awareness to the pain. You are focusing on the pain like, how can I help? Not, gall darn it, right? In whatever explicitive you want to add right there. You go in and you go in with the energy of, how can I help? And that's really it. You change your energy. You change your perspective. You can't attack your body into healing. Just like you can't hate your body into losing weight. You just can't. The energy doesn't flow that way. It doesn't go that way. So when you try to hate yourself into healing, I can guarantee you, you will never heal. You will never heal. The disease that is causing your ailment will never go away. Okay? I want you to write that down. I want you to pay attention to the words I'm saying to you. You cannot hate yourself into a healing, successful space. Negative energy does not equal or create positive experiences. It just doesn't. That is not the way things work. And the sooner you can remember that, the sooner you can come around to that, the sooner you can believe that and make it your mantra, the sooner your life will start shifting. And I'm not talking 12 years from now. I'm talking, could be 12 minutes. I have healed headache after headache after headache. I have healed myself from sore throats, from incisions, from cuts, bruises, aches and pains, sore muscles, tumors that I've had in my stomach. I have healed my body from many, many ailments from this experience, from these techniques. Go inward, focus on the pain, going in with the energy and the attitude of, how can I help? How can I support? And that's just the attitude. You're just holding that space. Your body does not need your help. Your body just needs you to get out of the way so it can do its job. And by getting out of the way, you are standing idle by, continuing to create an environment for healing. We can't do that if we're standing by and getting in the way with our negative energy. Okay, does that make sense? So once you go inward and you are focusing on the pain or the ailment or the thing that you want to change, how can I help? Then you are basically pushing energy, good healing energy. And you can do this in a million different ways. What I do is I picture a white light, like a very powerful healing light. It's a sphere. And I picture this light going towards or going into the pain. So when my back is all seized up and I'm all pissed off and I go, okay, my pissed offness is not going to help my back. So I close my eyes, I get in the relaxed position, and I go into where my back pain is. I feel the heat, I feel the tightness, I feel the throbbing, and I go into that pain with the attitude of, how can I help? And I just have that attitude as my body is, now I'm like, I'm unkinking the hose and allowing the healing cells in my body to start healing my body. Because before, if I'm complaining about it, I am preventing it. I am kinking the hose, the water can't get through, and my garden looks like shit. Make sense? So what I'm doing by going in with that attitude is I am unkinking the hose and allowing life force energy. I'm allowing my cells to start to harmonize and come together to heal my body. Then when I go in there and I am bringing the white light, you picture this light however you want. These are just the things that I do that work. You can use this technique, and if it shifts and change and you say, I picture water running over it. I picture something coming in and taking the pain from me. I picture the pain just dumping out of my body. I picture breathing the pain out of my body. It doesn't matter. You do whatever you want that feels like you're participating. That's the bottom line. I like bringing the white light in because I can feel it. I can feel the power and the sensation of it healing. And I put that energy, I put this ball of energy into the pain. So like, for example, if the broken leg, into where the pain is at. In my back, I go right to the back. And then I allow this energy to expand and penetrate that space. Then I move to a space of, I release this pain. I allow healing. I am willing to heal my body. I am open to my body feeling better. That's it. That is it. And then the third step, which is continuing to provide that healing environment as I continue to go back. When I'm out and I'm conscious out in the rest of the world, I don't bring up my ailment and complain about it. If somebody asks me, how's your leg? And it really feels like shit still. And I go, it's getting better and better. It's okay. It's getting better. And that's it. Don't now go back out and start complaining about it again, because all you're doing is kinking the hose. So that becomes the work, is staying in front of it. You know, if you've listened to number 3, stop throwing dog poop. Stop throwing dog poop on your ailment. Stop complaining about it. Stop kinking the hose and wondering why your garden isn't growing. It's not growing because you're standing there kinking the hose. Your body isn't healing because you're standing there kinking the hose to life force energy. And now I sort of sound like I'm just kind of a jerk throwing this at you, but it's really important. And I think that you take, even for practice, is take some ailments that seem like not a big deal to you. Take some ailments in your life that just seem like, oh, it's just a paper cut. I just stubbed my toe. I just have a sliver. I just have a headache. And practice this technique. Okay, you get a headache and you're like, okay, so creating the environment, it's a healing environment. I'm going to go lay down for a bit. Okay. When I go lay down for a bit, once you get into that relaxed state, you are allowing life force energy to move. You unkink the hose naturally, which is why when you are really sick or really hurt, that the doctors recommend, they don't know why they recommend it, most of them probably, but why they recommend that you go and get some rest. Because they know that during that rest, plus your body needs it because you can make it worse if you're not, but they know that your body needs it because when you go into that unconscious state, you now allow the body to move into this natural healing ability. But if you're not getting into that relaxed state, so a meditative state, which means now you could do this all the time. If you have an ailment right now, you could pause this video or this episode or turn it off, and you can now go, I'm going to go practice. I want to get rid of this headache. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to create the environment, which I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm going to maybe light some incense, maybe some light music. I'm going to close the blinds. I'm going to turn all the sound in the TV and all the stuff off. And then I am going to go into the pain, because what we are taught to do over and over again since we are babies, avoid the pain. Avoid it. Mask it. Try to get rid of it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't go into it. Don't do anything. Take some medication. What that does is it blocks the nervous system from feeling the pain. But I'm telling you, the pain is still there. Your brain just isn't reading it. So you don't recognize that you're in pain. Does it make it go away? Well, no, it doesn't. I mean, I can take muscle relaxers for the rest of my life as far as my back goes. But what I do is I go into the pain, I feel the pain, I release the pain, and then I get other ideas of what I can do to solve the issue. And then that becomes the rest of the work that I do. That becomes the rest of the story, as Paul used to say. That becomes now I'm doing, physical therapy type exercises. I'm stretching. I have the answers of what is causing my back pain. And now the hard work is the other stuff. So here's what you do. Here's the steps again. So if you're ready to write this down, pause it right here. Get out your paper, get out your pencil or your pen or your colored pencils and write this down. So you write pain on the top of your paper. Pain with a line. So you could use this as a recurring worksheet if you want. Pain, where's my pain? Or what ailment? Maybe it's not pain. Maybe it's some other ailment you're trying to get rid of. I have a couple of clients-ish that are dealing with some eyesight issues and how debilitating that can be. And the struggle is losing their independence. Now, these are two different people, and you guys may be listening to this as the two people that I know that are having some difficulties with their eyesight. So it might not be pain necessarily that you're feeling, but obviously it's some ailment. So either way, you write the word pain or you write ailment and you write a line and you write whatever it is that you're going to focus on. Then you're going to say, okay, create the healing environment. So write healing environment. That's step 2. One is identifying what it is that you are going to work on, that you're going to release or you're going to heal. The second thing is creating the healing environment. So what can I do to create a healing environment? Now I have 1,000 different suggestions, but one could be, it depends on what the ailment is. Maybe you need to relax. Maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to lay down. Maybe you need to turn the lights off. Maybe play nice music. Maybe you need to go outside. Maybe you need to get out of your house. Maybe you need to do something different. You need to create a meditative space. It's this beautiful sanctuary space in a little cozy corner of your house or an extra room in your house. And it becomes your sacred space. And you add things to it that beautify the space, that when you go in there, this is your healing space. This is where I record downstairs. I mean, my house is small and I have a recording studio for my podcasts and my courses and my stuff like that. But then I have my sacred space. It's a different chair. It's different lighting. It's different stuff that creates this healing environment for me. Okay. Step 3, go to the pain. Go to the source. Go to the source. Go inward. Go in and feel the pain. Go in and put some healing light on it. Visualize the pain being gone. If that pain was gone, how would your life be different? If my back pain was gone forever and ever and ever, and I was just like backed and had all this flexibility, I would be running around. That is always the thing I go to. I love to run and play and chase the kids and run around with the dogs and race Amy across the parking lot and do all this fun stuff. Like I want to ride my bike and I want to run through the creek and run through the woods and climb trees. And I'm just like, I just love playing. Well, when my back even looks like it's going to be sore, that is the thing that gets cut off. And that's probably the thing I need the most. So I would now go into the pain and visualize myself running. Visualize myself playing, visualize myself playing basketball and climbing trees and rock climbing at the gym and riding my bike, all without pain. So whatever your ailment is, picture yourself doing that thing. You are going to become more and more in alignment with healing when you start to visualize. That's a huge, huge piece of it because it's in that visualizing that creates the emotional confidence that the ailment is gone, that the ailment is healed. If you ever read a story, and I could even give this as a little piece of homework for you, go to Google, type in people who have overcome major disease or major ailments, or some guy was in a motorcycle accident, broke 112 bones in his body. The doctor told him he was never going to walk. The doctor told him he was never going to be able to feed himself or ever ride a motorcycle again or whatever. Well, he was in the hospital for I think he's called the Miracle Man. He was in the hospital for some 6 months. Now, don't quote me on these details, but it's this wonderful story. But if you ask him what he did, as he was laying in the hospital, he visualized. He became harmonious with his healing cells to make the body heal, to become imbalanced with the body, to become in balance, not imbalanced, to work together with the cells of the body to heal. And he walked out of the hospital. He walked. I think he's called the Miracle Man. So look him up. Go to Google. Tell me the story about the Miracle Man. And there's numerous people that have overcome cancer. How? How did they overcome cancer? I thought cancer was a fatal disease. Ask, read the stories. Tell me stories. Go to Google stories of people who have overcome cancer. And I can guarantee you the part of them in their story is going to be, I visualized my cancer getting smaller. I visualized my body healing. I visualized the cancer leaving my body. I can guarantee you that's in there. That's our work. That's it. And then after that, it becomes this continuous thing as it gets better and better. And you're using words that work towards your healing, not saying it's getting worse. Because you're saying it's getting worse. You just threw a lump of dog poop out on your sidewalk. It's getting worse. Don't say that. Say, it's okay right now, but it's getting better and better. I'm hopeful. And then don't let people talk you out of it. Don't let the doctor be like, well, yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. Age and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Those are all the external things. Doctors are meant to say that because they make more money when they keep you on medication. Okay? You are paying for their yacht. So I would say take this time and pay for your health instead of paying for the doctor's yacht. Again, you need medication to help you get through these things. However, please take the time to do the other things, like this energy work that I'm telling you. And that's what this energy work is. It's going inward. It's spending time working with the workings of the body. Even if you don't know what you're doing, pretend you do. Get to that place of confidence where, you know what? I'm just going to go in. What have you got to lose? Nothing. Nothing, but things will get better. I promise. I have done it. I have seen it. I have clients that are doing it right now. It is 100% amazing. It's 100% amazing. And I will say it over and over again. And I do. And I say it pretty much in every single podcast that it's healing the body is easy. We just have to get out of the way. You have to let go of the hose and let the natural healing cells start to come together to help you, to assist you, to work with you. But you have to let the hose go. You have to stop kinking the hose. Your healing is coming. These are the steps to do it. And if I suggest right now that you do this for 7 days in a row, 7 days in a row where you're going inward, you're identifying the pain, you're sending some healing there, you're visualizing what your life would be like if that was gone, if this thing was better, you're doing it. 7 days in a row, and I can guarantee you, you will notice significant differences. If you liked this episode and you look forward to future episodes and are really looking for a community to help support you with implementing the tools that we're talking about in this podcast, please consider joining our online sister community called Lady Rising on Facebook, where we focus on that spiritual support and connection, just like in today's episode. I hope you'll join us. Go to Facebook, type in Lady Rising, and tell me you came in through the podcast.